This here is a picture of Henry Ford. Henry Ford was born on July 30th in 1862 on his family farm in Wayne County near Dearborn, Michigan. When he was 13 years old, his love for building things began when he got a pocket watch from his father. He took the pocket watch apart and reassembled it multiple times, learning how it ticked. His neighbors were very impressed and asked them to fix their timepieces too. Eventually, he became unsatisfied with farm work and he left the home at the age of 16 to take an apprenticeship at the shop-building firm in Detroit. In the years that followed, he would learn to skillfully operate the service steam engines and also study bookkeeping. Next, Ford went on to do what he is most famous for today, which is building cars. In 1908, he created the Ford Model T car, and then went on to develop the assembly line mode of production, which revolutionized the industry. He sold millions of cars and became a world-famous company head. This next video shows the impact he had on industry and the working class.
Into unions to get corporations to reduce hours and raise their pay. Also, some employers started to realize on their own that one way to mitigate some of the problems of industrialization was to pay workers better. Like in 1914, Henry Ford paid his workers an average of $5 per day, unheard of at the time. Whereas today, I pay Stan and Danica 3 times that, and still they whine. Ford's reasoning was that better paid workers would be better able to afford the Model Ts that they were making. And indeed, Ford's annual output rose from 34,000 cars to 730,000 cars between 1910 and 1916, and the price of a Model T dropped from $700 to $316. Still, Henry Ford definitely forgot to be awesome sometimes. He was anti-Semitic, he used spies in his factory, and he named his child Edsel. Also, like most employers at the turn of the century, he was virulently...
This relates to the Progressive Era because not only were people driving cars now, more importantly, the assembly line changed the way industries worked. Size, system, organization, and marketing became more important. The assembly line changed tasks and values. The goal of products was no longer to make each one better, it was to make them all the same so that you were saving time, and with saving time came saving money, and you had to pay workers less because they were working for less time, but you would make more money by making more products. With the assembly line in mass production, businesses became large-scale, mechanized, and managed. This transitioned into other industries like ones that provided materials such as iron, steel, paper, cement, and chemicals. The machines that made these became automated and operated continuously. Another company that switched to machines was glass. Irving W. Colburn invented a machine in 1908 that manufactured plate glass, and the Libby Owens Ford Company bought it, and then Ford had bought the patent from them to make glass for their cars. A glass-making machine made 3.5 miles of automobile window glass every single day for 2 years. Machines began to dominate the workplace instead of highly skilled and well-paid craftspeople, which were no longer needed. And this also led to workers no longer running the workplace, but the machines and managers running the workplace. If managers felt that more needed to be produced, they would just increase the speed of the machines, and then the workers would begin to work at the pace of the machines, making more. Doing this in the automobile industry made the output per hour increase by a rate of 4 times more than what it was before. Machines were now looked at as the future. Frederick Winslow Taylor said, "The man has been first. In the future, the system must be first." He also made 2 reforms. One was that management must take responsibility for job-related knowledge and classify it into rules, laws, and formulas. And then he also said that management should control the workplace through enforced standardization of methods and enforced adoption of the best implements and working conditions and enforced cooperation. Not all industries adopted his principles, but it influenced many industries and also shows the effects on the Progressive Era. During the Progressive Era, industries switched from people to machines and became more mechanized, monotonous, and also even more dangerous. People became a part of the machine, their physical work was minimized, and their jobs were made more efficient and productive. One of the main reasons industry changed like this is due to Henry Ford and his introduction of the assembly line.